Good evening. We have reached week 7 of Social Work 670. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for working with me this semester. It has been a pleasure getting to know each and every one of you. Since we are coming to the end of the semester, I would implore you to get in any outstanding work that you may have, because once the class ends, there is only a very short window for us to get in grades. You will see this note about final grading. So again, as a reminder, please submit any outstanding work as quickly as possible. So let's look at the introduction for this week. The learning objectives are to identify and discuss the resilience of clients, to identify a plan for your own self-care in order to work with clients experiencing loss. So we're talking about resilience and self-care this week. The learning resources are the text, chapters 3 and 14 on resilience and professional self-awareness and self-care. There is an article on enhancing well-being in social work students, building resilience in the next generation. There are a few videos this week. The first is how the worst moments in our lives make us who we are. So that's a TED Talk. The second TED Talk is Good Grief, What I Learned from Loss by Elaine Mansfield. So let's look at the assignments for this final week. The first is the discussion post. So you are to look at the Grant and Kinman article and select one of the approaches contained in that article, and then using information from the class readings and videos, discuss how you would utilize the chosen approach as a way of focusing on professional self-care and on clients' resiliency. Discuss the potential challenges and/or barriers to maintaining your commitment to these plans. What will you need to secure the necessary time, support, and resources to maintain your plans for professional self-care, specifically with regard to your work with clients experiencing loss? And you're to respond to 2 of your classmates. The next is a final reflection paper. Students are asked to complete a reflection paper based on the prompts below. Identify what you have learned about yourself and your approach to working with individuals who have experienced a loss. What actions, behaviors, or attitudes have changed as a result of information learned in this course. Discuss how your understanding of the core concepts related to grief and loss has been challenged and/or developed. Identify an area or age group which interested you the most and discuss why. And then how will you apply this learning in your clinical social work practice? And finally, discuss how you will incorporate self-care activities into your work-life balance to address your overall well-being as you engage in work with emotionally challenging cases in this. And lastly, there is a self-care activity for this week. It is a TED Talk titled Start and End Happy. So again, I have enjoyed working with you this semester. This is a difficult topic, this topic of loss and the grief that follows loss. Hopefully you've been made aware that loss occurs and grieving occurs at all ages and stages of life, that it is more than just death. It is the loss of job or the loss of relationships or loss that is anticipatory or the inability to even grieve with disenfranchised grief and the minimalization of grief. But we know that if people don't have the ability to grieve, to express that loss, that lack of ability to do so can have major consequences down the road. We all should have the opportunity to grieve, because we will all have the opportunity to experience loss. And hopefully, as social work practitioners, we will be now more sensitive to those losses experienced by our clients and the people around us, and we will be better able to respond. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know as quickly as possible, and I hope you have a wonderful week.